I'm Willie Mae Mciver for Beyond the Praise. Today we have the pleasure of having with us gospel recording artist, Bishop, Doctor, Pastor. Is that enough titles?
Too many titles. That's what that is.
Marvin Sapp. How are you, Marvin Sapp?
Oh, I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you.
It's good to be here. Always good to talk to you.
Yes. I feel the same way as well. You've got a new single out that's doing really well for you. Mm-hmm. Close. Tell us about Close. Such a great song.
Close is a song that was written by myself, Aaron Lindsay, and a young man by the name of Solomon Edwards, all the way from Valdosta, Georgia. And it just really speaks to the fact that, no matter what goes on in our lives, that we don't need to be frustrated about the vicissitudes and challenges, because the only reason why they're happening is because the enemy is trying to frustrate us into quitting, because we're literally not at a distance from what God has, but we're close to it. So, this song is, to me, is a song of encouragement, just to challenge people to stand firm in the midst of well-doing. Yeah. And if they do so, the rest of their days will be the best of their days.
It is such a great, it's a simple song, simple melody. I love how you do that too, but always a powerful, impactful message.
Yeah, hook is everything. So if you got the right hook and, something that keeps people's focus, it makes what I do fairly easy.
Yeah, that's from a forthcoming project?
Yep, it comes out on this coming Friday, September 29th.
Yeah.
And I've been waiting on my new record for a minute, and, it's been about 2.5 years since we've done the CD.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited about it, and, some great music on it, some great writers, some great producers, and, hopefully, prayerfully, people can pick it up on Friday, and it'll be a great blessing to them.
Any special guest artists on the project?
On this project, we have Erica Campbell.
Really?
So Erica did a song on there called You and Me Together.
Okay.
It was a song that myself, Rodney Jerkins, and Aaron Lindsay wrote.
Yeah.
And Kirk Franklin did a song on the record called Kind God.
Great.
And R. Kelly wrote a song on it called Listen.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Now, how did you connect with R. Kelly?
Strangely enough, R. Kelly has been singing Never Would Have Made It in his concerts for years.
Really?
Yeah. He sings for years. And his musician is my musician.
Okay.
And he's been playing for me for years. And he travels with R. Kelly, and he said, man, Rob got a song for you. And I said, really? He said, yeah. He says the only person that could ever sing this song is you. So he sent me the song. And I listened to the lyrical content of it, and I was like, wow, this is an amazing song. So we recorded it and put it on the album, and then after we recorded it and put it on the album, all these allegations and stuff began to come out. And I was like, of all the time in the world, this foolishness to come out.
That's how the enemy works.
It's just how the enemy works. So my lawyer, the lawyers at the record company executives, myself, we all got together and we began to talk about, possibly pulling the song off the record. Mm-hmm. And I prayed about it. Yes. And after praying about it, I made a decision, let's keep it on there.
Okay.
And the reason why I did is because, I've always been a strong believer that the message is always bigger than the messenger.
Yes.
And even when you look all through the Bible, everybody that God has ever used was flawed. And, from Noah being a drunk, from Moses being a murderer, from, David being a man after God's own heart, but a philanderer, a murderer, had Uriah killed, to, everybody, Peter being a cousin of God. So, everybody that God has ever used is flawed to get his message out. And, so I said, if God can speak through those individuals as well as speak through a donkey, he can absolutely speak through R. Kelly. And the message of the song is what I want people to focus on. And I know a lot of times, because of allegations, things, if they're true or false, they say, how can you stand with him? I said, well, number one, I'm not standing with him.
Right.
I'm singing a song. But most importantly, my responsibility is not to condemn.
That's right.
As a pastor, preacher, teacher, my responsibility is to pray for them, if they're right or wrong or indifferent. And if we all are supposed to be Christ-like, which that's what we declare as Christians, our focus should be Galatians 6:1, where it says, if you find someone overtaken with a fault, those of us who are spiritual are supposed to restore them in the spirit of meekness, considering ourselves, lest we fall to that same temptation. So, I look at it, and I've taken a lot of heat from it.
Okay.
And but the same token, I say, well, you know what? They talked about Jesus because, he hung with people that they felt like weren't worthy of who he was as an individual. And not necessarily am I hanging with him, because I'm not. But what I am doing is I'm singing a message that he wrote that I believe that will impact the nation.
And at the end of the day, we're all flawed.
At the end of the day, everybody is flawed.
That's right.
And we're all filthy rags in the presence of God. But but for His grace and mercy, we would be in even a worse state. But you know, at this point, you know, I'm just at a place now where I'm just trying to just minister to the masses the best way I can. And if I see a message that is going to be impactful, I believe that God has commissioned me to deliver that message.
Speaking of commission, we all know that you were one of the members of commission. and how long ago did you leave commission? How long have you been a solo artist?
22 years.
And how many projects out to date as a solo artist?
11. This is my 11th CD as a solo artist. Yeah, 22 years. I left commission 22 years ago. I was starting the commission 28 years ago. I was 22 when I started with them. And we actually all got together again maybe about a month ago.
Really?
Yeah, we did something.
Oh my gosh.
Michael Brooks turned 56.
Okay.
And everybody came together for Michael Brooks' birthday party.
Yeah.
And we was up there singing old songs and stuff. It was,
really?
It's on the internet. People just have to find it. Yeah.
Does that mean there may be a commission reunion project?
They're talking about it. I mean, you know, at first for a while, you know, I kind of, if you would ask me, it's like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, nah, we ain't never doing this again. You know, it's just, we done. We you know, let's move on. Everybody's mature. We've grown out of this. But now, you know, people are really considering it. And I think it's just because all of us have our AARP cards, you know, because we're, you know, nostalgia.
Yes, we do.
You know, we sit up here looking at stuff and we saying, you know what, we might want to do one more just in case. So, you know, Fred's open to it, and I've always said if it's going to happen, it's going to be because of Fred Hammond.
Yes.
So, you know, Fred's open to it, so it looks like it may be happening pretty soon.
Great, we're going to pray on that.
Please do sing all them old songs.
Oh, yeah, and have everybody sing with you.
Absolutely.
Because that's what happens.
That honestly would be an amazing moment.
Yeah.
Amazing moment.
Well, we're going to pray on that, and hopefully it'll come into fruition.
I hope so.
How's the church?
Churches are doing very well.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
how many do you have now?
I have
3?
Two. I have
two.
two. Okay. I have two. I gave one away. Thank you, Jesus.
I was going to say, I thought you had 3.
Yeah, I had 3. It was 2 and too much. So
I
have one church, 2 locations, and it's doing very, very well. You know, my charter school, we merged our charter school over into the Grams Public School System.
Did you?
And but we still have our daycare, and I still have my full service restaurant, Praise Place, and I just finished a facility called Samson and Delilah's, which is my full service barber, beauty, mani pedi.
Oh my gosh!
And man, I know I'll do too much. And
what? It's a lot.
Yeah, I have a book deal in the works that we're almost finished with, and
really,
some other stuff that we used to talk about offline.
Right,
it's about to happen. So I mean, you know, it's busy, but I'm a strong believer that busy keeps you out of trouble. So that's why I keep doing it.
And how are the children?
The Rottens are great.
Oh, he said the Rottens. He's giving them a name. The Rottens.
Before we got on, I was just on the phone talking to my daughter. She was letting me see her new weave that we just paid for to be put in.
It was just amazing how you all had that dialogue, that conversation.
Yeah.
So you had to learn how to raise girls and to be able to relate to girly things. And,
absolutely.
Oh, you were rocking on that call.
Thank God for Google.
Okay.
Google is a life-changing lifesaver. You know,
are they all in school?
All of them are in school. I'm an empty nester.
Wow. So what do you do with your time now?
I'm always gone.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, you know, but my son's 23. He's about to graduate from Harvard University.
Oh, nice.
And he's going to law school.
Oh, nice.
And then my daughter, the one I was talking to, she's 20. She's a junior at Alabama A&M.
Okay.
And then my baby girl is a freshman at Alabama A&M. So everybody went way away. So I actually built a house in Alabama for my daughter.
Really? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I got in-state tuition. So they stay at the house, both of them.
Good.
Stay in my home there. And then my son stays in my condo in downtown D.C.
Okay, yeah, so you got it all worked out.
Yeah. So between, you know, them and their tuitions and everything, I got to stay home.
Well, what haven't you done that you'd like to do?
Wow. You know what? I just, you know, I got a 10-year plan.
Okay.
And
what's the plan?
Honestly, in my 10-year plan, I want to, you know, in 10 years, I want to establish 2 young men in pastoral positions at each of my churches. Okay. And I'm just going to be the bishop, and then I'm going to travel and cover pastors and pray. Because my whole thing is that I don't know if I want to retire. I don't think that's the word I want to use.
Right.
But I do want to transition. I don't want to stay too long.
Okay.
As a ministry gift, as a pastoral ministry gift per se.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I build things up so that I can leave a legacy. And that's what it's really all about. So, you know, I got one more record under this contract. I'm thinking I'm gonna re-sign again.
Okay.
So that by the time I'm 60, I would be able to just say, okay, I've done all the music and stuff that I need to do. I'm through pastoring. Now I'm going to mentor, raise up, and just be there for somebody else, like somebody was there for me years ago.
You said you were writing a book?
Oh yeah. This is my 8th book.
Okay.
I've written, but this one is going to be with a major publisher. I can't say who they are yet because we haven't finished all of the documents, but we're in our final, contractual negotiations and stuff. But it's an amazing book. This book is called Recreation. Mm-hmm. And when you begin to read the book of Genesis chapter 1, verse number 1, it says, "In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth." And then it says, "And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep." So there's a theory that's called the gap theory, where he says, "In the beginning God created the heavens and earth," but then it says the earth was without form and void. Well, if it was without form and void, he created it. So what happened? That's the gap theory.
Oh,
so in the gap theory, what many theologians say is that's where the mastodons and dinosaurs are. So they talk about all that kind of stuff in there. So I looked at that and I said, wow, that's amazing. So that means that what God did, if the gap theory is a true theory, what God did is he recreated the world. And what I did was I looked at how he recreated the world. Mm-hmm. And I said that the same process and procedures that God did to recreate his world is what we need to do to recreate ours. I look in Genesis and I use that format in order to challenge the people to use those simple principles in order to recreate their world as well. So I'm excited about it because I think this is going to be one of my better books.
Oh, wow. When are you expecting it to come in?
2018.
Okay,
2018.
Okay.
We're still trying to get through the contractual part. Once we get through that, the recreation is the working title, but they want to do something different. But I'm going to try to stick with that. I like recreation.
I do too. That's a catchy title.
Yeah.
Unsung. Oh my gosh. When I saw Unsung, first of all, I found out a lot of things about you that I didn't know. Yeah. And I've been interviewing you for 20-some years. And I'm like, I didn't know that about... He never said that. He never mentioned that. But you really were real transparent in Unsung. What made you decide to be that transparent in Unsung?
Well, honestly, when they called me, I first told them no. Okay. Because Unsung is a show that whenever I've watched it, I've always watched it from the standpoint that people whose careers are over. Yeah. Or if they died on crack or something, I was like, my career, I'm still good. I don't know if this is going to jinx me or what have you for the sake of murder. But what they did was they called me and said, no. We're trying to rebrand it, and we're trying to show how people can deal with, tumultuous things in life and still overcome. And, again, after praying about it, I said, wow, this would be an excellent ministry tool. But it was also therapeutic for me and transformational at the same time. So it gave me an opportunity to, I'm very private. Yeah, that's why I was surprised. Yeah, I'm very private, even though I'm in public. I'm and folks, I never forget when Ebony came and did an article on us. They wanted to go to certain aspects of our house. He's like, no, you can't go there, you can't go there, you can't go there. And it's like, why? That's private. We always take pictures of the bedroom. We're not taking pictures of the all kind of stuff. So we kept everything real private. And my wife was funny because when I read the article, I said, babe, they said the house is 5,500 square feet. The house is 7,000 square feet. She said, for the article, it's 5,500. I said, okay. So I learned something. So it gave me the opportunity. People need to see certain aspects of who you are. Yeah. And, growing up in the way that I grew up, I felt like it was time for me to share it. And when I saw it, I sat in my bed and watched it and I cried. Me too. And the reason why I cried really was because I was like, man, for me to have gone through what I've gone through and to still be here in my right mind with the faith that I have in God. Yes. I know people who've gone through less and folded. Mm-hmm. So, and then I started to see all of the different, emails. And people tweeting and things of that nature. And I said, you know what? This was one of the best decisions I ever made because it was a ministry moment. It was. This preached a better message than probably I would ever preach. Mm-hmm. Because I'm a living epistle, and people may never read a Bible, but they'll always read your life. That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. Mm-hmm. Motivational moments? Still doing them. Okay. Love it. And those are on your social media platforms? On my social media platform, Marvin's Motivational Moments. The latest thing I've been doing is this thing called Mirror Talk. Mirror Talk is the affirmation piece. where people need to speak to themselves, because many times you're not going to find individuals to encourage you the way that you desire to be encouraged.
Right.
So since you know what you need to hear, sometimes you need to just go in your mirror and tell yourself. So that's been working for us.
Yeah.
And I kind of got it from my baby girl.
Okay.
Because what Madison used to do is she would go downstairs, and when I go downstairs, I'd be so mad. It's like, Madison, why is all this on the mirror? You know, you wrote all these things about you're a beautiful woman, you're this, that, and the other. And she would just write all this stuff on her mirror.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is amazing. And I thought about it. I said, you know, these are affirmations that every time she goes to the bathroom, when she gets ready for school, she's able to read things that she's told herself. And she did it at my house in Alabama as well. And I was like, you know, this is a good concept, good idea.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So finish this sentence for me. Marvin Sapp is, who is he?
Marvin Sapp is a small town young man who has a passion to die empty.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you want your legacy to be?
That I did everything that I could possibly do for the purpose of edifying the kingdom. And, you know, in the process, you know, establishing a personal legacy here on earth, that people, when they think the name Marvin Sapp, they think about somebody who really tried to be the very best man of God that he can possibly be.
Oh, that's great. Well, you're well on your way to achieving that.
Doing my best.
Yes. Again, your latest single is called Close. And the title of the project?
Close.
Okay, that's Close as well.
Mm-hmm.
And how can our listeners and viewers get in touch with you?
Very simple. All they got to do is go on any social media platform. Facebook, it's official Marvin Sapp page. Hit like. On Twitter and Instagram, it's at Marvin Sapp.
Great. Thanks again, Marvin, for being with us today. Continued success in all that you do, and keep in touch with us.
Thanks, Willie.
You're welcome. Dr. Pastor Bishop Marvin Sapp. I'm Willie Mae Mciver for Beyond the Praise.